G.G. Jackson II originally committed to play for North Carolina as the number 1 ranked prospect of the 2023 class. He later reclassified to come out in the 2022 class and committed to South Carolina to play out his one season of college basketball before entering the NBA draft. With the reclassification, Jackson is now one of the youngest players in this draft class. He didn't turn 18 until a couple of months into the college season. While Jackson certainly has pedigree and draft age on his side, he did not have an outstanding season at South Carolina. Jackson led South Carolina in scoring at 15.4 points per game, but the team was lousy, finishing 11-21 on the season, and Jackson struggled with efficiency. On the season, his shooting splits came out to 38-32-68, numbers that jump off the page, but for the wrong reason. All of that being said, Jackson certainly has the talent and let enough of it shine through at the college level to warrant a late first-round pick in this year's draft. The first strength for Jackson is his ability to handle the basketball. Jackson came into his freshman year at 6'9", 215 pounds, very clearly in the mold of a power forward, but he still possesses a nice ability to handle the basketball. Even in the age of positionless basketball, it's not common to see a 6'9", 18-year-old be able to create his own shot off the dribble with regularity against high-level college athletes. Jackson showed throughout the season that with the ball in his hands, he could use his size and handle to create space for shots. I wouldn't call Jackson a point forward at this stage, but he has the potential to be something really special on the offensive end with his ability to handle the basketball. Another strength for Jackson is scoring. While he struggled overall with efficiency on the season, there's no question that Jackson has some talent when it comes to scoring the basketball. He's big and skilled enough to score around the basket. He can create shots in the mid-range with his handle, he can knock down threes, especially off the catch, and he can drive from the perimeter to get to the hoop. When Jackson gets going offensively, he can be really difficult to contain because he just has so many different ways to score. If you play off of him with a big guy, he can knock down a shot. If you send a smaller defender at him, he can use his size to bully them or shoot over them. Jackson needs some seasoning as an offensive player, but the raw skills are certainly there for Jackson as a scorer. One weakness for Jackson is shot selection. To be fair to Jackson, he is a very young player and he was playing for a South Carolina team that simply wasn't good. So naturally Jackson ended up taking some ill-advised shots at times. But the volume of poor shots he took this past season is still setting off some alarm bells. Jackson routinely forced up heavily contested shots in the mid-range rather than trying to get a better look around the basket or moving the offensive along with the pass. If Jackson were more efficient with his shot at the college level, maybe this would jump out less. But the shots he took and the results he achieved are definitely not going to work at the NBA level. Another weakness for Jackson is playmaking. Jackson actually has some solid potential as a playmaker with his ability to handle the basketball and see over defenders with his size, but he's just not a good playmaker at this time. For some perspective, on the season Jackson dished out 27 assists across 32 games and turned the ball over 86 times, meaning he committed over 3 turnovers for every assist he picked up. Now obviously assists aren't everything, but they do give us a barometer on a player's ability to create for others. It's clear based on both the eye test and the stats that Jackson is at the ground floor as a playmaker. NBA teams will not be looking for him to create offense for others early in his career. This first clip displays Jackson's ability to handle the basketball. The play starts with Jackson bringing the ball over half court. He stops around the three-point arc and puts a few moves on his defender. He freezes his defender enough that when he drives left, he's able to get a step on the defender. This allows him to get all the way to the basket and finish the layup while being fouled. Jackson's ability to handle the ball and create shots for himself at his size will certainly create a lot of intrigue at the NBA level. This next clip shows how Jackson can struggle with shot selection. The play begins with Jackson facing up just inside the arc on the right wing. He backs down his defender a bit, then takes a quick step to his left. The defender isn't fooled at all and is right in his face the whole way, but Jackson is completely undeterred and fires up the free throw line jumper anyway. He misses badly. It's good to know that Jackson has confidence in his shot, but there are times he needs to recognize that there are better options than firing up a contested jumper. GG Jackson II is a very young, very talented prospect that will likely be a late first-round pick in this year's draft. He has certainly shown potential over his high school career as well as his 1 year at South Carolina, displaying an ability to score from all levels of the floor and also create his own shot as a power forward. But outside of those areas of his game are a series of question marks. His shot selection at South Carolina was bad, and his playmaking is at the ground floor in terms of development. He tries on defense, but isn't going to be on anyone's list for all NBA defensive teams early in his career. I think to really find a consistent foothold in the NBA, he'll have to develop another part of his game. But he is very young even by NBA draft standards. If he's drafted into the right situation, with the amount of talent he possesses, he could turn into a really nice NBA player down the road. My NBA comp for GG Jackson II is Christian Wood. Wood was expected to be a first-round pick when he declared for the draft in 2015, but questions around his maturity and motivation pre-draft ultimately led to Wood going undrafted. After bouncing around for a bit, Wood caught on with the Bucks in 2019 and has since been a regular rotation player in the NBA. Wood is 6'9" like Jackson and can score from all levels of the floor, but also isn't a strong playmaker and takes ill-advised shots at times. I think Jackson might ultimately have a higher ceiling than Wood, but he will take some time to get there.